fine dining establishments, unlimited food spreads. Let's face it, food ranks among the top highlights of taking a cruise. But suppose I revealed that some of the most appealing meals on board might actually ruin your getaway. Not simply due to poor flavor, but because some could genuinely cause illness. Based on CDC data, cruise ship sickness incidents have already reached 18 occurrences this year, equaling last year's total with several months remaining. This information isn't meant to frighten you. The majority of cruise cuisine is completely safe and tasty, but experienced cruisers understand that your food choices during a cruise can determine your trip's success or failure. In this presentation, we're listing the top 10 cruise dishes to steer clear of, drawing from health professional recommendations and experienced traveler advice. We'll reveal the concealed risks, and I'll demonstrate precisely which alternatives to choose so you can savor your journey without concern. Prepared to safeguard your digestive system and your holiday? Let's begin. Number 10. Substantial, fatty, or hot foods. Starting our list is a food group that doesn't involve bacterial contamination or food-related illness, but something equally capable of spoiling your ocean experience: stomach problems. While your system is already adapting to the vessel's movement, you definitely don't want to burden your digestive system with hard-to-process foods. Let's begin with hot cuisine. Even with your usual high spice tolerance, it's wise to exercise caution aboard a cruise. Capsaicin, the active element in hot peppers, may inflame your stomach's interior and trigger problems like heartburn or loose bowels. Combined with possible motion sickness, you might face a terrible experience. This same reasoning extends to substantial high-fat meals. Consider greasy hamburgers, bacon strips, or noodles covered in thick, creamy Alfredo or hollandaise sauce. These meals feel substantial because your system requires more time to process them, potentially causing bloating, stomach discomfort, and queasiness. Additionally, those cream-filled sauces present dual dangers at the buffet. They can not only disturb a delicate stomach, but also deteriorate rapidly without proper heat maintenance. This doesn't prevent you from treating yourself. The secret lies in portion control and wiser selections. Rather than selecting the hamburger that's been waiting in a buffet container, visit the ship's outdoor cooking area and request a freshly prepared one. And when you desire that fettuccine Alfredo, you'll enjoy a much superior and safer meal by ordering it in the primary dining area or an Italian specialty venue. Number 9. Shared seasonings position. These are items we typically take without consideration, but you should exercise care with the shared seasoning containers and dispensers at the buffet. These represent frequently handled objects touched by countless individuals daily, and you seldom observe them being sanitized. The main danger involves the simple transmission of bacteria from someone's hands to the container and subsequently to yours. Within a confined space like a cruise vessel, where infections can transmit rapidly, you want to reduce that danger. There's also a lesser possibility of contamination. Although most seasonings like ketchup remain stable at room temperature, when positioned too near heating elements or other hot dishes, they may spoil prematurely. So, what are your options? The ideal choice is requesting a staff member for individual portion packets, if available. When using a large pump-operated dispenser, such as at the hamburger area, use a clean tissue to operate the pump rather than your bare skin. And crucially, always develop the practice of cleaning or disinfecting your hands just before sitting down for your meal. 8. Automated serving equipment. That complimentary unlimited soft-serve frozen dessert could be among the most cherished cruise benefits, particularly during warm weather. However, regrettably, it's also among the most germ-filled locations on the vessel. The same applies to automated beverage dispensers and ice machines. The issue is these are frequently contacted machines. countless different individuals throughout the day touch identical handles, controls, and nozzles. Only one person with unclean hands is needed to contaminate the entire apparatus. This becomes particularly relevant on family-oriented cruises, where enthusiastic children who might not be as careful about hand hygiene are regular users. Furthermore, a 2023 research discovered that 42% of beverage machine nozzles showed positive results for coliform bacteria. Without thorough cleaning, these machines can contain germs and even fungus. A useful guideline is examining the machine's condition. When the area surrounding the soft serve dispenser appears extremely sticky and messy, it's better to simply stay away. The most secure approach is seeking stations where staff members serve the food, such as a gelato counter or a location with hand-scooped frozen dessert. And for beverages, selecting bottled or canned sodas always proves safer than using the communal dispenser. Number 7. Creamy cheeses and non-pasteurized dairy creamy and dairy products. An attractive cheese arrangement or a rich, smooth dessert can seem like the ideal vacation treat. Nevertheless, you'll want to be choosy, particularly at the buffet. Creamy cheeses such as brie, feta, and blue cheese alongside certain dairy-containing desserts can pose risks without proper storage. The primary worry involves bacteria, especially Listeria, which can flourish in soft cheeses kept at dangerous temperatures. This same concern applies to desserts such as cheesecake or custard-filled pastries. When left exposed too long without adequate refrigeration, they can develop into bacterial breeding environments. Although most dairy products on cruise ships undergo pasteurization to eliminate harmful microorganisms because vessels obtain ingredients from global sources, extra caution never hurts. When you're at the buffet and a soft cheese or custard dessert appears improperly chilled, it's better to simply avoid it. A much more secure choice is enjoying these types of rich foods in one of the ship's sit-down locations like the primary dining area or a specialty venue. There you can feel more assured that the item has been stored properly and is being presented fresh. Number 6. Buffet breakfast eggs. This upcoming food item sparks continuous discussion among experienced cruisers and something many individuals discover to avoid. Buffet breakfast eggs are frequently characterized as thin, liquid, and simply tasting artificial. And there's an excellent explanation for this. To serve such large numbers of people, cruise companies frequently utilize powdered or liquid egg alternatives rather than fresh eggs for their large-scale preparation. This makes sense logistically. Transporting and storing powdered eggs proves much simpler than handling thousands of real ones. Although they aren't necessarily harmful to you, the flavor and consistency simply don't compare. More significantly, these enormous batches of eggs are then kept for extended periods beneath heating elements, which, as we understand, can present a potential safety hazard if temperature isn't perfectly controlled. Fortunately, the answer is remarkably simple. Just walk directly past that enormous container of pre-prepared eggs and go to the omelet area. The cooks there utilize freshly cracked eggs. And here's an expert suggestion. You can request them to prepare a fresh serving of scrambled eggs, not only an omelet. As an alternative, you can always enjoy perfectly prepared breakfast in the primary dining area. Number 5. Buffet items at dangerous temperatures. This upcoming point doesn't concern a specific food, but instead a universal warning sign that you must monitor throughout the entire buffet. Temperature isn't simply about food taste quality. It represents the most crucial element in maintaining food safety. Any food entering the temperature risk zone, ranging from 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 to 60 degrees Celsius, faces danger. Within this range, bacteria can reproduce extremely rapidly. Warm food must remain steaming warm, and chilled food must stay adequately cold. Therefore, you must act as an investigator. Examine the food in those buffet containers. Is that casserole or cheesy pasta producing steam, or does it appear lukewarm? Does that pizza piece beneath the heating element look dried and solidified? When a dish doesn't appear sufficiently hot or cold, it's safer to avoid it. The most secure choice is consistently selecting items you observe being delivered fresh from the kitchen or obtaining your meal from a station where it's prepared to order directly before you. Number 4. Sliced meats and cured fish position. That refined arrangement of charcuterie and cured salmon at the buffet appears elegant and appealing, but you should approach it with significant caution. Cold sliced meats like ham, salami, pastrami, pate, and even cured fish present a risk of a particularly unpleasant pathogen. Similar to soft cheeses, these foods may contain listeria, a hazardous bacteria connected to severe food-related illness incidents. What makes it especially challenging is its capability to survive and even multiply at refrigerated temperatures, making those attractively displayed but long-standing chilled buffet containers a potential threat. This caution is particularly important for specific passengers. The danger from listeria increases significantly for expecting mothers, elderly adults, and anyone with a weakened immune system. Since these pre-cut meats are frequently left displayed for long periods, the safest choice is avoiding them. If you desire a sandwich, consider a heated option like a grilled panini or a Philly cheese steak from one of the ship's made-to-order grilling stations instead. Number 3. Fresh vegetables and salad counter items. It's unusual to receive guidance advising you to avoid a salad. However, on a cruise vessel, that appealing crisp salad counter might be more dangerous than you realize. Although it appears like the healthiest choice, fresh vegetables are commonly associated with norovirus incidents, and the CDC directly identifies pre-cut salads as a high-danger item for travelers. The issue relates to handling and contamination. Initially, those vegetables are touched by numerous people before reaching the buffet area. Then, once they're placed in that open counter, they become susceptible to airborne bacteria from coughs and sneezes and cross-contamination from every passenger serving themselves. You should also exercise particular caution with pre-prepared mayonnaise-containing salads, like coleslaw, tuna salad, or pasta salad. Without perfect refrigeration, they can develop into bacterial breeding environments. Therefore, regarding vegetables on a cruise, a useful principle to follow is the traveler's saying: heat it, prepare it, remove the skin, or skip it. Rather than the fresh salad counter, select cooked vegetable accompaniments. And for fruit, avoid the pre-cut fruit mix and take a whole banana or orange. By removing the skin yourself, you guarantee that you're not eating anything from the potentially contaminated surface. Number 2. Raw fish, buffet, or self-service. This information may be disappointing since you're vacationing and want to indulge yourself, but you must be extremely cautious of the raw fish at the buffet. Although cruise ship kitchens are careful about handling raw fish, the primary health danger doesn't originate from the chefs. It stems from the buffet environment itself. The initial issue involves time and temperature. You simply cannot determine how long that serving of maki and sashimi has been displayed. Raw fish requires cold storage, and if left exposed too long, it can rapidly reach the temperature risk zone. However, the more significant problem is cross-contamination, with countless passengers utilizing identical serving utensils during lunch or dinner periods. It's extremely simple for bacteria to transfer from someone's hands to the tools and then onto the food you're preparing to consume. Therefore, if you truly have a desire, the most secure option is going to the buffet immediately when it opens to obtain the very first, freshest serving. Nevertheless, The best recommendation is avoiding the buffet raw fish completely. Many contemporary ships feature premium a la carte raw fish restaurants where every piece is prepared fresh upon ordering for you. It's a much safer and honestly more flavorful method to satisfy your raw fish craving at sea. Number 1. Uncooked meat and ocean food. We've arrived at our list's summit, and rightfully so. This group is most commonly associated with stomach illness incidents on cruise vessels. We're discussing dishes like ceviche, poke, steak tartare, carpaccio, and particularly raw shellfish. Consider oysters, clams, and even certain shrimp appetizers. The problem is straightforward. These foods present the greatest danger for containing harmful bacteria such as norovirus, Vibrio, Salmonella, and E. coli. Their safety relies on strict continuous temperature maintenance, which is almost impossible to ensure on a crowded public buffet area. Apologies to oyster enthusiasts, but nothing will spoil your vacation more quickly than a contaminated batch. Shellfish has been central to numerous norovirus incidents. Here's a significant warning sign. When you observe oysters or shrimp cocktails on the buffet, they must be positioned in a thick layer of visible ice. If absent, or if the ice appears melted, that's your signal to move away. So what's the answer? If you're desiring seafood or steak, choose cooked alternatives. Select steamed mussels, sautéed shrimp, or a hearty clam soup. And rather than taking a rare steak from the buffet, request one from the primary dining area or a specialty venue. There you can feel confident it was prepared upon ordering and cooked to a safe internal temperature, something that can be compromised in a mass-produced buffet environment. Essential guidelines to maintain health. Conclude, here are 3 essential guidelines that experienced cruisers recommend to maintain health at sea. Initially, and most crucially, clean your hands with soap and water frequently. It's the most effective method to prevent sickness. Secondly, whenever possible, select foods prepared upon ordering, such as from the grill or omelet area. This significantly decreases your risk. And the ultimate expert advice: many seasoned cruisers avoid the self-service buffet for lunch and dinner and visit the primary dining area instead. The food is complimentary, prepared fresh, and delivered directly to you. Therefore, there you have it. It's not about fearing the buffet. It's about being smarter than them. By understanding which foods to avoid and implementing a few intelligent substitutions, you can protect your digestive system and your vacation. Now, I'd enjoy hearing from you. What's a food you consistently avoid on a cruise? Share your thoughts in the comments section. If this presentation was helpful, please like it. It truly helps the channel. And remember to subscribe for additional Travel Smart material. Thank you for viewing. And until our next meeting, stay safe, eat wisely, and enjoy cruising.